Good morning everyone. In the previous video we have discussed about the acid, bases and salt, different types of acids, classification of acids, bases and different types of indicators. What is an indicator? An indicator is a substance which indicates whether a given substance is an acid or base by its significant color or odor. Odor means smell. So there are two types. So basically there are two types of indicators, natural indicators and synthetic indicators. In natural indicators we divide it into two parts. Natural indicators, indicators are litmus, turmeric, hibiscus and red cabbage. Hence in synthetic indicators, which are man-made indicators, are of two types. Phenolphthalein and methylene. In natural indicators, litmus, turmeric, hibiscus and red cabbage. Other than this, an olfactory indicator are also mentioned, also present, which indicates an acid or a base by significant odor. For example, take the example of litmus first. Litmus is obtained. Litmus is a natural indicator which is obtained from lichene, and lichene is a purple color indicator, purple color substance, by which two types of indicators, blue litmus and red litmus, are formed or may be prepared. And in acid, blue litmus changes into blue. As you know, blue litmus turns into red in acidic medium and red litmus turns into blue in basic medium. Next example is turmeric. Turmeric changes. What is the color of turmeric? Haldi. Turmeric means haldi. What is the color of turmeric? Original color of turmeric is yellow, and it remains yellow in acidic medium, but it becomes pink in basic medium. As in our cloth, if turmeric or if sabji is fallen, then when we wash it with soap, it changes into pink color. Likewise, hibiscus. You can make an indicator with the help of hibiscus. Take hibiscus, crush it, and take the solution, take the mixture, or you can decant the substance obtained by the crushing of hibiscus into a bowl, and then use it as indicator. In acid, it remains red. Original hibiscus is of red color. So in acidic medium it remains red, but in basic medium it becomes green or bluish green. Red cabbage, it is difficult to obtain red cabbage, so the color of the red cabbage remains red in acidic medium, and the color of the red cabbage changes into green in basic medium. Okay, now take the olfactory. First of all, take the synthetic indicator, man-made indicator. There are two indicators given in your syllabus, is phenolphthalein and methylene. Some other indicators are also used, but you will study it in higher classes, much more higher classes, in graduation or post-graduation level. So there are two types of indicators basically, synthetic indicators. Phenolphthalein, which is a white powder. Phenolphthalein is basically a white powder. We can make its solution by adding it to the water, and a colorless solution is made. Phenolphthalein changes its color in basic medium, colorless to deep pink color. as the color of your Mohan ka Jadoo Rang, pink color of that that type of pink color. Phenolphthalein can change from, in acidic medium phenolphthalein is colorless, and in basic medium phenolphthalein changes into pink color. And methyl orange, and the next is methyl orange. Methyl orange is also a synthetic indicator, and this in methyl orange changes its color in acidic medium. It becomes red in acidic medium but remains orange or yellow in basic medium. Other than this, olfactory indicators, we have olfactory indicators. Olfactory indicators are those indicators which gives it significant smell to show the substance is an acidic or basic. For example, there are three olfactory indicators: onion, vanilla, and clove. Onion, all of these give significant smell in acid, but there are no smell in base. If you add onion extract in soap solution, the smell vanished. In vanilla essence, it also, the smell vanished, and in clove oil also. So make a indicator list like this. Make an indicator list so that you can understand it better. So next topic is the reaction of acid and base with metal, non-metal, with carbonates, bicarbonates. There are various reactions of acid and base with different substances. So let's start the various reactions. It is very important for you to understand the reactions given in this chapter, and these reactions are again repeated in next chapter, metal and non-metal, because here we study about acid reacts with metal. Again in metal and non-metal, when we study the properties of metal, then again acid reacts with metal. We will study the different types of reaction of metal with acid and base also. So let's start. First, make a acid base indicator list like this. This is natural indicator and this is synthetic indicator. Okay, distinguish acid base by its significant color. And this is olfactory indicator. There are three olfactory indicators given here, so you must make a list to remember it. Okay, now let's start acid base reaction. This is very important in this chapter and in the next chapter. These reactions are very important, very important. You know that when acid, the first reaction is reaction of acid with metal. Any metal which can replace hydrogen from the acid are come under this reaction, like zinc, calcium, magnesium, iron. Take the example of zinc. Zinc, when reacts with dilute sulfuric acid, what is formed? Zinc sulfate is formed, which is a salt, and hydrogen gas is also formed. Now, when how do you test this gas? This gas burns with popping sound. Hydrogen gas burns with popping sound. We did it in the class 9th activities. Next example is calcium. Calcium when reacts with dilute HCl. You can take the example of H2SO4 also. The difference is this: when calcium reacts with hydrochloric acid, calcium chloride is formed with the liberation of hydrogen gas. But if calcium reacts with sulfuric acid, calcium sulfate is formed with the liberation of hydrogen gas. You can write it by like this. If you take calcium and sulfuric acid, then calcium sulfate is formed with the liberation of hydrogen gas. When magnesium ribbon, a small piece of magnesium ribbon is added to either sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, it starts moving because of formation of hydrogen gas. So, take the example of magnesium plus dilute sulfuric acid. Magnesium sulfate is formed with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Here are two questions. Why magnesium starts floating when it is added to dilute sulfuric acid? It starts moving due to formation of hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas traps magnesium ribbon and starts moving. So, the magnesium ribbon starts moving with hydrogen gas. And the second question is, how do you test that hydrogen gas? Whether it is hydrogen or other gas. So, it burns with popping sound. Next reaction is reaction of base. Reaction of base with metal. This is your page number 8. And reaction of base with metal. When metal reacts with a base, a complex type of salt is formed with the liberation of hydrogen gas. For example, if zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide, for this type of reaction, alkali is required. So, for when zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide, this is very slow reaction. When zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide, sodium zincate is formed. Sodium zincate is formed with the liberation of hydrogen gas. And when aluminum is added to sodium hydroxide is a very strong base, it is an alkali. So, sodium aluminate is formed with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Here, sodium zincate. The zinc has two valency. So, one connected with this oxygen and another connected with this oxygen. This is the structure of sodium zincate. So, for remembering whether Na2 and whether Na is present, so remember this structure. This is sodium zincate. Zinc has two valency, one with this oxygen, another with this oxygen. And this is connected to sodium. These two oxygen connected to sodium. So, it is Na2O2, Na2ZnO2. Likewise, sodium aluminate. Aluminium has three valency, 2 and 1, one with double bond. These two are normally called amphoteric metal. Amphoteric metal means, ampho means both. Amphoteric metal means metals which acts as a basic or acidic. So, here this is the structure of sodium zincate. One aluminum connected with by double bond with oxygen, and another aluminum has three valency, 1, 2 and 3. This two valency is connected, 2 electrons is connected with oxygen and 1 electron is connected with this oxygen. And oxygen has two valency, so aluminum, one with aluminum and another with zinc and another with sodium. So this is sodium aluminate. Sodium aluminate. Now, metal also reacts with acid also reacts with. Next reaction is reaction number 3 is reaction of acid with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, commonly called bicarbonates. So let's take the example. Metal carbonate. Take the example of sodium carbonate with dilute hydrochloric acid. What do you think? What is formed? Sodium chloride is formed. Sodium chloride is formed with the liberation of CO2 and formation of water. Carbonate, when decomposed or by the reaction of carbonate, carbon dioxide is released. So in this reaction, carbon dioxide is released. One oxygen is connected to these two. Balance it, and these two HCl reacts with Next is sodium hydrogen carbonate, dilute HCl. The products are same, sodium chloride plus CO2 plus water. This is plus water. This is very important reaction. When a carbonate reacts with acid, any carbonate reacts with any acid to form carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water is common, but when you take the example of, let's take the example of sodium carbonate plus dilute sulfuric acid. What will be formed? Sodium sulfate plus CO2 plus H2O. And if sodium carbonate reacts with acetic acid, then what will be formed? CH3COO Na. This is called sodium acetate plus CO2 plus H2O. Do you understand this reaction? Sodium carbonate when reacts with acetic acid, or you can take sodium carbonate instead of sodium carbonate, sodium hydrogen carbonate. If sodium hydrogen carbonate, what is it? It is baking soda. Baking soda, you can take this reaction, you can perform this reaction in your kitchen also. This is baking soda and this is acetic acid, commonly called vinegar. When these two combines, carbon dioxide is formed with the liberation of water. So this is called carbon dioxide foam. CO2 plus H2O is combinedly called carbon dioxide foam. In the soda acid fire extinguisher, we use sodium hydrogen carbonate with sulfuric acid. First take this reaction, baking soda plus vinegar. What will form? CH3COO plus CO2 plus H2O. You can perform this reaction in your kitchen also. You have baking soda and vinegar. So you can. So when baking soda reacts with vinegar, carbon dioxide and water is formed. We use this reaction in soda acid fire extinguisher. In a soda acid fire extinguisher, as we know that in soda acid fire extinguisher, so sulfuric acid is present with baking soda, and When these two mixtures are combined, they form sodium sulfate, a salt with a huge liberation of carbon dioxide foam. CO2 plus H2O is commonly called CO2 foam, carbon dioxide foam, which is used as fire extinguisher. This is soda acid fire extinguisher. Extinguisher. With this regard, this is very important reaction. With this regard, we will take another example of what happened when CaCO3, as we discussed in previous chapter, that's when calcium carbonate, what happened when calcium hydroxide reacts with CO2. What will be formed? CaCO3. As you know, CaCO3 is formed by the whitewashing of, this is slaked lime. When we whitewash this slaked lime into the wall, on the wall, and when that reacts with, that slaked lime reacts with carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate is formed, which is milky white in color. But what happens when excess of, when CaCO3, COH whole 2, slaked lime with excess of CO2, excess of CO2. First, CaCO3 is formed, CaCO3 plus H2O. Again, when CaCO3 reacts with this excess of CO2, HCO3, calcium hydrogen carbonate, is formed by the combination of calcium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide. This is page number 9 and this is page number 10. Again, take this reaction. Slaked lime, when reacts with carbon dioxide, a milky white substance, calcium carbonate, is formed. And when excess of CO2 is passed through this lime water or slaked lime, calcium carbonate reacts with that carbonate and forms a calcium hydrogen carbonate. This calcium hydrogen carbonate is soluble in water. So, it forms a colorless substance and this is milky white. Then our next question is, what happens when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, and what happens when this is slaked lime or lime water Okay, I will going to give you the question in your homework, and you must do the two questions, which is very important for that, for this chapter. And in the next video we will discuss about neutralization reaction, different types of neutralization reaction. Thank you.